So I'll do some ladder gameplay later, but I'll be unlocking like a 2100 tourney chest um, in a bit, and before that, I'm gonna show the some of the matches from this tournament. So I got 27th here, and I'm gonna show some matches. So one of the common questions with this deck when I show people this deck or they try to play it is they think it can't be giant or specifically giant boulder. So I was just gonna show some of my tourney matches from playing against giant boulder. So if you look, I actually played against like almost the exact same deck 5 times in a row, and beat it 5 times. Master Sparky, I don't think Turtwig was in that tournament. Yeah, I'm gonna gem the chest later. Sorry, Hershey. For now, I'm just gonna show some gameplay. Okay, so I'll just get into it, I guess. So this first match is against someone from Clout Team. I think that's like the new Clout Tourney clan they're trying to start up. So we can look at the starting hand. Probably just start out with Princess at the bridge. Replace Miner with Giant. In this deck, you could try, but it probably won't be as good. Because this is kind of designed to get chip damage with Miner Poison. So he pumps up, and I play the Knight to counter the Lumberjack. I just had to play my Ice Spirit there to cycle my Miner because I want to take out his pump. And then I poison because he plays the Musketeer to finish off the pump and get a lot of damage off on the Musketeer. So I really didn't want him to pump up and get an elixir advantage. So low health Musketeer coming across. If he doesn't play anything in front, I don't have to do anything. So I'm just waiting to pump up at this point. He plays Bull in the back, so I can either pump up, which is a bit risky, or try to defend. So I'm just going to pump up, so I'm going to have a big Kush coming towards me probably and have to defend. But he actually also decides to pump up. So this is where I think Knight really shines. Is Knight's like a great counter to Bowler just coming across the bridge. I'll play my 3 muskets first because it hadn't crossed the bridge yet. And then actually I end up having to play my skeletons because they would have the Bowler would have tied onto my Musketeers, which is really bad. So I played my skeletons first to buy myself some time, then I'll try to get the Knight in. But it actually ended up tagging on anyway, so that's a shame. But I did get the Miner in to tank for that Musketeer. So here I play the Knight. I probably could just let that go and let it get 1 or 2 shots off in retrospect. But I cycled back to my pump. So I just want to get as many pumps up as possible. So I'll pump up here. And so now he has like 5 plus 5, so that's 10 elixir push, and I only have 4 elixir to defend. So we'll see how I can do that. So first I have to poison, kind of buy myself some time and slowly work down on the Bowler. He actually plays a Musketeer into the poison. That's kind of unfortunate for him. So I play the Skeletons down, then the Ice Spirit right after, then the Miner in there to stop that push right there. So now I have a big elixir advantage. I took some damage on the tower, but I'm so ahead in elixir, it's okay. So now that it's double time, I pump up 1 more time, and then here you can see I spill my Musketeers in the back once I see that Bowler come out. Thanks, Justin, for the follow, by the way. So I play the Skeletons to distract that Bowler so it doesn't end up killing my Musketeer. And so then I also play, so at this point I'm Miner Poison because I'm just trying to get some damage in on his tower. So if we look here, those that Skeleton and the that Princess and the Musketeer did work. I actually leak a bit of elixir here, and then I split again in the back. So I split 2 this way because I know he's going to poison that side. I don't want to be able to get damage off on this tower. So Knight in front to tank for the Musketeer, and at this point we each have about 1200 left on our tower, so it's time to convert the elixir advantage I built up. I don't need any more elixir, so if he makes a mistake by pumping up here, because I just need to go for damage as fast as I can. It's going to be a race. So I just Miner Poison, and the thing I love about this deck is at the end you can just cycle Miner Poison so fast. So here he plays bull in the back, so I just go for princess. So I'm just, and you see I just drop down skeletons and ice spirit, cycle back to minor, and then poison, and then that'll be game. Actually, he knocked mine off the tower, so I'll have to defend for a little longer. I don't think poison is going to take that out. But you can see I can cycle so fast it doesn't even matter. I cycle right back to minor, and then even if he blocked it, I had poison ready. So that's something where if this deck, if they make a mistake near the end, you can just keep and pump up that late. You can just cycle minor poison over and over again. So that's really nice, is it can kind of turn away from a 3-must deck and just finish them off. So Gaibo asked, do you still play your giant 3-must Knights Barbs Ice Spirit deck? So that was my other deck that I used to play, but I find it a lot less effective now because everyone's playing Bowler, and what I used to do is if they would poison one side, and then I'd play like Barbs as my tank on the other side. So I'd have something like a Barbs Musketeer push going down the lane, and then he'd have, but now since Bowler is so prevalent in the meta, that's like a terrible elixir trade for me. And so Barbs are just not that good against Bowler, so I don't think they're too good in this meta, honestly. Swagmaster asks, how do you play against Zap Bait without Zap? So that's really tough. I often lose to Zap Bait decks with Goblin Barrel because I have no great way to take them out. But they're not a huge part of the meta right now, so it's not like I have to like tech against them. And by the way, thanks Let's Just Play 15 for the follow. So now we're going to head into this next match. Player whose name I can't read from a clan I can't read. Hey, what's up, Awful Waffles? Here, actually, just a sec. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. So again, I start off, I want to cycle to my pump at the start as fast as possible usually, because I want to get as many pumps up as I can. So one thing about this deck is it can cycle really fast to pump. And by the way, thanks Awful Waffle for the follow. And so I'll play Princess at the bridge, and I know I'll be able to play my pump next. So again, this is what I was talking about earlier, where right as the bowler crosses the bridge, you play the knight, and that's a 3 for 5 elixir trade. So knight is actually a good trade against bowler. Then he pumps up, so I'm going to send my minor in. I go for the risky spot here, so if he hadn't defended, it would have hit his tower. Yeah, Gaibo, I can show that game later against Godly Love. That was insane. Anyway, Lumberjack coming down, and so I'll kill that with Skelly's Ice Spirit, and the nice thing about that is it allows me to cycle back to another pump. So now I have 2 pumps up, and he barely has 1. So that's a big disadvantage for him. So I'm going to hit 10 elixir, and I'll probably poison, I'm guessing, or I can also, yeah, that works too. So split must in the back. Poison would have also worked there. So I play my knight to keep the bowler off of my musketeers. And then, so he does end up poisoning, and my Ice Spirit gets totally wrecked, misplay there. And I play the knight back there. So overall, not too good of a defense, honestly. Kind of troop placement and timing isn't my strength, but overall strategy is. So you can see that I'm way down in damage, but I do have the pump advantage. So I kind of had the macro advantage, even though my micro wasn't perfect. See ya, Harshi. Thanks for stopping by. The VOD should be saved later if you want to watch a chest opening later. So, Musketeer at the bridge, I'll probably play... Actually, I'll just ignore this. Yeah, that's fine. I was thinking I could have played Skeletons or Ice Spirit there, but this is already his higher health tower anyway, so just save the 1 elixir, why not? So, Minor to tank on this side, and then this is a good value poison because I'm getting the Bowler, the Collector, and the tower. And the Musketeer does a lot of work on that Bowler, so that Bowler really has any health. Meanwhile, over here, he struggles to stop the Minor Musketeer push. So here I start to build up another push. So as I said earlier, I'm not going to pump up here because I know I'm going to eventually just be able to push through damage. So at this point, I'm in the phase where I just want to, once I get to double elixir, I want to push through damage with minor poison usually. Thanks for the follow, Andrew. So he barely takes out my musketeer, but I keep getting that chip damage with that minor, and again, the knight on the bowler, good trade. So again, split must in the back, so just keep cycling. So he has a pump up, so he actually has an advantage in that respect, but I'm just going to need to push through damage as fast as I can. So minor to distract that bowler. which is actually good play by him to force me to play my miner on his bowler. So he's actually probably in the lead here. He still has that pump up, although I do have more elixir on the board. So we see I'm just going in for chip damage all out on this tower. So the miner poison, and then he's forced to sacrifice his musketeer. That's probably might have been what ended up costing him the game in the end, is playing that musketeer. He sacrificed what he had in his elixir advantage, and he needed to get a big push to finish off my tower before I could finish off his, but he gave up that opportunity by sacrificing the musketeer just saving a tiny bit of tower damage. Oh, a Gaibo, I do not have replays of that deck right now. I haven't played it in a little while. Honestly, like, that deck was kind of fun to play, but I feel like it's inconsistent. So I was doing well for a little while, and then I was just really streaky with it. I would win a bunch in a row, then lose a bunch in a row. Thanks for the follow. Teach me how to divvy. And so yeah, miner poison will take out that tower right there. So better to defend with... Good question, Swagmaster. Is it better to defend hog with knight, mus, or skellies and spirit? So it really depends on the situation. Obviously, if you don't have 9 elixir, you can't even play mus in the back. But if you have skeletons in your hand, I would play that, because if he zaps that, that's a 2-for-1 elixir trade. Then you can play like Ice Spirit and Skellies. If I have Ice Spirit in my hand, I almost always play it on the hog, because it's really good value for defense. Just 1 elixir for that 2-second freeze. And thanks for Beanster23 for the follow. So this was actually a really high stakes battle. At this point, I think I was second in the tournament and he was third in the tournament. So whoever won this game was gonna move up to first in the tournament at the time. So let's see how it went. Chief Mystical, very good player. So I start with pump and he doesn't. So I don't have to cycle here. I can just start out with my pump. So he plays Giant in the back. He's gonna build up a big push here. Yeah, Swagmaster. I played the same deck so many times in a row. It was crazy. But I got a lot of questions about, every time I show someone this deck, they always say, how do you beat Giant Bowler? So I figured I'd show it kind of consistently performing well against it. So here I play my skeletons, and then I get my knight out to distract that bowler. So since he poisoned the other side, now I have this 2 mus here, and he can't poison anymore. So he doesn't have a good response now. His best response is going to be Musketeer. And I throw the miner into tank, and I actually miss barely, but now I have a miner and Musketeer on his tower. So his mistake there was poisoning the wrong side. That allowed me to capitalize on his mistake and either take down or almost take down this tower on my very first push. Teach me how to divvy. I almost never play 3 Musketeers as my first card. I usually just cycle the pump as fast as I can, with this deck at least. Without Miner, if you go back and look at some of my Super Magical Cup decks, a lot of the decks I use actually did not have Miner up until this deck that I found. I did not create this deck. I can't create credit for it. I found it on the global leaderboard, tried it out, and really liked it. So here you can see I split my Musketeers up here. It won't work if you split them in the back or right in front. So I play the Miner to take out his pump because I don't really have anything better to do here. But now I'm going to have to poison this Giant Bowler push. And then get the knight down. So again, the knight, very good against bowler, so it's going to kill this lumberjack and then make the bowler shoot at him instead of the tower. So knight's great value. It's only 3 elixir, but it's very tanky for its cost. So he plays another pump. I'm not going to let him pump up here. So I think this is actually... It was probably a mistake of a poison, because I'm not even going to take out the full health Musketeer, and I don't have a zap to finish it off. And then I'm going to be in trouble here, because what I really wanted to poison was a whole Giant Bowler push. So now we can poison zap these. Why don't you play Mus in the corner of their base? So sometimes I do that if I feel like I'm not going to get through any other way. So what he's talking about is when you place 3 Mus right here. So actually I missed there. So I almost gave away the game. That was a misplay for me. But he's talking about playing 3 musts in the center of their base, and sometimes I do that when I think I need you to finish on the game, but in this game, I thought I could just defend and finish him off. It's a very risky play, because let's say he plays a giant right here, right as I play my 3 musts, then I'm just in trouble, because it's a great trade for him. I just spent 9 elixir for nothing, basically. I mean, maybe take out a good amount of his giant, but that's a 9 for 5 trade. So it's not worth it, because I didn't need to there to, it was too risky, because I knew I could get the 1-0 victory. So two more games against the same deck. Then we'll watch probably. Yeah, let's ignore these losses. we can watch this one game which was really close against Godly Love, and then we'll open the tourney chest and maybe do some laddering. So this is a game against Pedro Avila. I haven't really heard of him. Yeah, I can show a loss if more people want it. If anyone else wants me to show a loss, let me know in chat. I mean, I definitely, you've seen already plenty of mistakes in these games. I'm like not even close to a perfect player. Yeah, I never lose, I wish. So apparently this guy's sad about facing me. Or maybe just sad about not starting out with Pump when I did. That's fair. It is a huge advantage to start out with Pump, especially when your opponent doesn't have Miner, or doesn't have Miner in their hand. Yeah, losses definitely do help, but I'm not trying to like improve myself right now. I'm trying to show you guys how to beat Giant Bowler with this deck, which a lot of people have asked me. Like, pretty much, I've showed this deck to like 5 people, and 5 people have asked me about it, and they all ask me, how do you beat Giant? So I'm trying to show that. Okay, I can show a loss after this and kind of just dissect my mistakes. So nice block right there, but Skeleton's great value on Bowler as well. If you can place them right, and when you have something else shooting like a Princess, and then also play the Knight to make sure it gets off no damage right there. So Princess just getting chip damage off on that tower for a while, actually. So here I'm in a bit of a tricky situation. I'm probably going to take a lot of damage. I'm forced to poison that and then play a Miner to finish that off. And then just, spam stuff like Skelly's Ice Spirit to take out that giant as soon as I can. So I took a decent amount of damage, but not too many. And I'm cycled back to Pump. So it's almost double elixir, so I'm probably going to put my last Pump of the game down now. And meanwhile, he's been too focused on responding to my other stuff that he hasn't been able to respond. I've gotten a ton of damage off on this tower just from Princesses shooting at the bridge. So I actually am not able to pump up because of the pressure on my tower. So, yeah, so I play the Miner there, the Bowler retarget onto it, and then an Ice Spirit to make sure he gets off no damage. He's in trouble on this side, so I finish off his tower. So now I'm probably just going to play defense for the 1-0 here. But if I'm not able to, I should be able to take a 2-0 anyway. I forget which one it was. So Ice Spirit, again, crazy value. Just watch how long it freezes for. And this was very close. I had to play my Miner on defense. Thing is, Miner on defense is like not optimal because it's much better used for like taking out pumps. But when you need to, you can't hesitate to play it if you need to like win the game. So here I'm just going to stall. So this was actually a really close one, I think. So I decided that since I had Ice Spirit and since I could pull the Giant to the middle, I was just going to try to defend for the last like 12 seconds. So you can see the Giant tearing through my collector, but I'm barely able to stop it. And then the Bowler moving in, but I send in my Miner again. And when you need to send in the Miner on defense, don't hesitate to. And so that's going to be the game. So 481 HP left.